The Sigmund Freud Files, Episode 7, Hatelove. Audio movie by Heiko Martens.
I am the ego, the crowning glory of a society that has become a culture, a spirit that became a science, a life at the zenith and beyond. And still I claim to be the master of myself.
I am the super-ego, and I say, the family is the origin of our society. If we can free it from its ballast.
I am the id, and I say, families torn apart, mothers estranged from their children, leaders destroyed and driven to dependence. It all comes down to one question. Are Mum and Dad doing it? And do we get to watch? I am weary. I go to rest. I close both of my little eyes. Father, let thy eyes keep watch over my bed. Was I guilty of any iniquity today? Dear God, please do not regard it. Thy mercy I show in the blood of Jesus heals all damages. Let all who are related to me, God rest in thy hand. May all people, great and small, be entrusted by thy care. Send rest to sick hearts, close dear, wet eyes.
Look at my finger. A load falls off your limbs. Your arms, your legs are feeling relaxed. Your whole body is feeling relaxed. Now, close your eyes. You're going to sleep, but we'll continue talking. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Have you had any dreams recently? Do you remember?
Yes. I see my little daughter. I am my little daughter. I'm playing with my sister in the garden behind our house. My hands are digging in the sand. The sand runs through my fingers. Through my 12 fingers.
Why do you have 12 fingers?
My father had 12 fingers. It ran in his family. My grandpa had them as well. So did his brother, my uncle.
What happens then?
My mother comes to us, out into the garden. I use my 6-fingered hands to throw dirt at her. She goes away. I'm my mother again. I'm myself. I sit in the kitchen, browsing through the obituaries. But the brother of my dead husband still isn't in there. It's his birthday soon, on the 12th. My 2 daughters come running into the house. Her hands are full of dirt. I rinse my hands with water. The hands disappear. My daughters disappear. I'm all alone. And suddenly I breathe. For the first time, I breathe.
Will you remember this dream if I wake you up in a minute?
No, probably not.
You're completely relaxed. I'm going to count to 3, and you will wake up on 3. You will feel fresh and rested. Your cramps will have disappeared. 1. You can feel your arms, your legs. 2. You remember nothing. You are troubled by nothing. 3.
Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye, Louisa.
Goodbye, Mrs. Coolhands.
Did Laura say why her mother isn't coming?
No, I asked her. She said she's calling on behalf of her stepfather, Hadrian Rittenau, but she didn't answer my question. Laura, how old is she?
11, if I remember correctly. But she's quite mature for her age.
She sounded distraught.
My analysis with Mrs. Rittenau is at a crossroads. That fear, that aggression. I do hope nothing happened to her.
She was your last patient for today. Is there anything else you want me to do while I'm here?
No, that's all right, Anna.
What are you thinking?
Either we will never see Mrs. Rittenau again, ever, or we'll hear from her sooner than we'd like.
It's Karl Gruber.
Precinct Director Gruber. I don't recall us having an appointment today.
Professor? Mrs. Professor?
Good morning, Mr. Gruber.
I beg your pardon. I'm not here on my account, at least not directly.
Let's go to my study. Martha?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mrs. Professor.
When is my first appointment, Anna?
At 11.
Come on, Carl. This is Neith, an Egyptian goddess.
I've never heard of her before.
She's the mother of the sun god Ra, probably the most important god in Old Egypt. Later, she was ousted into the underworld, where she was a goddess protecting the dead.
First a mother, then the underworld. Fantastic.
Whatever you can come up with, somewhere in the world there's some ancient culture that has thought of it before. It really is difficult to tread new ground as a creative, intelligent person these days.
All these images and statues. You sure know a lot about these things.
I do indeed. So, what seems to be the problem?
I'm sorry, I have to come to you with another matter that will challenge our obligation to secrecy once again.
Yes, so what is it?
I arrested a woman yesterday. She's under suspicion of having killed her 2 little children. It seems she gave them both a strong sedative. A 3-year-old boy and his sister 2 years older. They fell asleep and never woke up again. Their father found them in their beds in the morning. He notified us and accused his wife, the mother of the children.
What evidence did he have against his wife?
His wife worked as an assistant in the pharmacy of her father. Had access to the sedative that was used to, allegedly, kill the children. Also, and this is where it gets a little delicate, she seemed to have a motive.
A delicate motive?
The man who accused her, a well-respected blacksmith, had been having an affair for some time. And apparently, he had confessed this to his wife quite recently.
And so she killed their children. And, most of all, I lament your grief, unhappy mother of children whom you will murder. Your own children, for the sake of the marriage bed, which your husband lawlessly deserted, and now he dwells with another spouse. Medea, Euripides.
Whatever.
And what can I do for you in this case?
The woman refuses to confess.
I'm sure you have your methods.
We don't use torture anymore. I thought that would be public knowledge by now.
But with this woman, you need my help.
I thought you'd have figured that out by now. The accused is one of your patients. Clara Rittenau.
Excellent work, Professor. You were already unable to help their mother. Now you're responsible for the death of the children as well.
With her, it was only about fear. I had hoped, I had believed it would only be about fear.
Oh, you misjudged the hate in this woman because you also misjudged your own. The hate of childish suffering. These people, this city, you yourself.
I don't hate.
You should go have another look at her.
Yes, a closer look. Mostly at yourself.
What a horrible place.
It's not for the faint of heart. Right this way, Professor.
The nuns don't mind me coming down here with you.
Now, they have enough to worry about. This penitentiary is completely overcrowded. And the women who are locked up in here aren't what they used to be.
What do you mean?
Violence and aggression. It's almost as bad as in the men's penitentiary.
Almost. Not quite.
Oh, it's right up here. Mrs. Retinau, a visitor for you.
Can I go inside?
I'm sorry. We're going to have to do it through this small window.
Mrs. Rittenau,
Professor Freud?
they told me what happened.
I'm innocent, Professor.
Your husband doesn't seem to think so.
Hadrian took the opportunity right away. That scumbag. He's the killer. He's trying to sever all ties he can run off with his new woman. Can you imagine? His own children. My dear children. I should have taken them with me far, far away.
What about your older daughter, Lara?
Oh, Laura. She's strong. She's almost out of the house.